Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hey everyone, it's your host, Ali Aruda. Welcome back to the Inspire and Move podcast. And today we are talking about something that has been on my heart, and it is something that I am bringing to you from a place of honesty and vulnerability. And I was sharing this episode idea with Matt before we had hopped on a mastermind group call. And as I was sharing the idea with him, I actually almost answered my own questions. If I was sort of asking him, like, do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this episode will have good value? And as I said that to Matt, I actually thought, man, I would love to listen to an episode like this. As an entrepreneur that goes through business and life, and we all have our challenges, we all have our great days, great weeks, but we have those weeks that test us. I would love an episode like this because you guys, last week I was tested. We were tested, and I won't give you all the details because a lot of it will probably come out of context, but as many of you know, Matt and I own Benchmark Fitness, a brick and mortar space. We are a luxury boutique gym that our biggest pillar and passion is community and creating a space of positivity and good vibes and a place where everyone's included. And it's a spot for everyone, as long as you're over the age of 21. But we really create this culture of inclusivity and good vibes, and it's something that we have been so passionate about. But man, did we have some curveballs last week that really tested us in terms of what we've created, but also how we handle situations that come our way when we were least expecting them. And kind of was almost like there was some crisis PR stuff happening. But then you throw in our credit card got compromised. Friday night, my Instagram account got disabled, and I don't know where it is and what happened and why. But for many of you listening, I'm sure you also use Instagram a lot for your business and your brand, your personal brands. So it was a not ideal week. And again, I'm not going to go into crazy details, but just again being honest and transparent with you. Matt and I had a really challenging week last week. But obviously we still need to show up, especially as the business owners in a brick and mortar space. Prior to Friday, I was still showing up online. I have events that I'm curating, that I am selling. I like to connect with my community and my audience on a daily basis. I like to share parts of my life. And that is all stuff that, the show must still go on. And I think we always do have that mindset, and we are very aware of that. But it is extra hard to do. And I know there's a lot of women listening to this. And so again, TMI, but it also is that week of the month that it was like the witching hour days where you just kind of feel like a gremlin. So all of that, you kind of put that together like a packed little snowball or a paintball. And that is what I got hit with last week. And come the weekend, like Friday night, although I think almost every day Matt and I felt last week was Friday, the week just felt long because it was challenging and it was testing us. And life is full of weeks like that. Business is full of weeks like that, and we have to be prepared for it, but it doesn't, negate the fact that it's super irritating when those weeks happen. And so come the weekend, it was a long weekend here in Ontario, here in Canada. And we decided that, man, we just want to be like little hermits for the weekend. We just kind of want to be in a little cocoon at our safe haven of our home. Hopefully there's some nice weather and we can just spend some time outside. And again, I don't need to go on and on about what happened. I just wanted to give you enough information that we had a challenging week, and this is what we did about it. This is where I feel like I would be drawn to a podcast episode of, you had a shitty week and this is what you did. Great. Let's talk about the action steps. And even through not having access to Instagram, I was trying to think like, how could I turn that into a podcast episode? But I'm still in the weeds on that. So I don't have the answers and I don't have great insights just yet, but I promise to circle back when I do. So going through a challenging week as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, how to navigate it, what are some actionable tips? So number one thing I did, I shifted my mindset. And this is really hard. And the irony is that I actually am a mindset and business coach. This is something I love working on with clients. And so I really had to challenge myself with working on myself and being my own coach. So the first thing that I leaned into was personal development. And again, I talk about that often on this show, the power of proximity and the power of personal development and positive propaganda. So that's exactly what I did. I prioritize time listening to some of my favorite podcasts, some of my favorite shows, even seeking out some new shows that I actually hadn't listened to before that spoke to me in terms of what the show was about, and scrolling through, 3 to 8 episodes just to see what the content was like and if it resonated with me, because I knew in my heart what I was craving and what I was looking for. And so I really prioritized podcasts and reading that was in that personal development space. Some things that were inspiring for me for business, but some things that really spoke to me spiritually and to my soul, of making me feel just like a seen human, that we are all human, we are all normal, and we all go through challenging times. So it's what we do in those challenging times, because I fully recognize that this is not how I am going to be operating. I am not okay staying in this mindset and staying in this energy. I have to take action and get myself out of this. I am the only person that is in control of doing that. And Matt and I wanted to do that together. So we both really prioritized a slower, more quiet weekend and filled it with things that would help us feel a bit more in alignment. So number one was being able to shift our mindset and focus on what we were consuming, things that were positive. So, number 2, honor your body with movement. I am so passionate about movement, you guys. It is the number one thing I do to generate energy that will always make me feel better. There are definitely times where I work out with my trainer and I'll be like, sorry, I'm a gremlin today. This is bothering me. I have body dysmorphia today, and this is bothering me. But by the end of it, I actually feel so great. And I have had such similar conversations with some of my own personal training clients that they could come in with a headache, in a bad mood. We could talk about it for a few minutes, but then eventually, your conversation shifts and you move some heavy weights around, you get a little sweat on, and by the end of it, you're in this amazing mood. You've generated this good energy and endorphins, and now you're going to be able to move throughout the rest of your day in a very different way. So in this state of feeling out of alignment and not in the best energetic state, we knew we wanted to prioritize movement. But at the same time, we wanted it to be mindful movement. So Sunday morning, we were actually going to do a great high rock circuit. But you know what? We really weren't feeling it. We knew we wanted to move and that would still generate energy and would make us feel better for the rest of the day, but wasn't really feeling aligned with a high intensity workout and a high rocks workout. So we decided to do a nice long 6-kilometer walk with our dogs, even our little old lady Molly. She went into my sports bra. So we were truly all together as a family. And we just prioritized this nice long 6-kilometer walk. We listened to positive podcasts. We got a coffee. We walked by the water. The sun was out. Maybe we would pause the podcast. We would chat through something that really resonated with us. And that was how we started our days, both Saturday and Sunday. Normally we would have a rest day on the weekend that would always be a long walk. So we just made that both Saturday and Sunday this particular weekend. But then yesterday we went to the gym and we had a great sweaty cardio session. Again, still kind of moving through that funky energy, but knowing that movement would still make us feel better. So again, you can take these little tidbits and these actionable tips for what it's worth for you, but movement is really big for me. And if you are going through some challenging times, challenging days, weeks, seasons in your business, take these for how they feel for you. If you want to do a HIIT workout every day, you want to do strength training every day, awesome. Listen to your body and what it's craving. Our bodies and our minds are so smart that they will communicate to us and what you want and what you're feeling. So just be intuitive and listen to it. And I think really do your body that service of movement. Actionable tip number 3. This one is hard for me, you guys. Prioritized rest and recovery. It was so hard for me. I didn't even say the word prioritize correctly. Prioritize rest and recovery. Matt tried to challenge me to this on Sunday of, maybe you should just have a nap. And I was like, a nap? Like, I don't nap. But I tried it on Sunday, you guys. I had a nice little 25-minute cat nap by the pool, the sunshine on my face. I think it was cold and it was warm. At one point I was tucked in a blanket and then I was hot in the sun, but here we are in Ontario. So I had a little 25-minute cat nap. Actually, it was nice. It was sort of rejuvenating. I didn't feel lethargic after. Matt had actually made me a reflexology appointment at our favorite place. And normally I actually work during reflexology. It's a great time for me to answer DMs, comments on Instagram, maybe work on a reel. Well, I couldn't do any of that because I don't currently have an Instagram account. So I tried to take that for what it was and lean into the digital detox that was chosen for me, that I did not choose. And I listened to a positive podcast by the Mindset Mentor, very aligned. And then I listened to not one, but 2 meditations. And that is how I spent my hour that would be quiet anyways, based off of the room that I'm in and the experience I'm having. But I always like to habit stack. And if it's not doing something productive from a work and a brand standpoint, I wanted to habit stack something in terms of personal development, or again, that sort of rest and recovery I was challenging myself to on Sunday and throughout the weekend, to be quite honest. But I think just slowing down. We also didn't set an alarm on the weekend. Matt and I are pretty dialed in to be waking up at 6 a.m. every day. Sometimes because we are heading to the gym and I have a 7 a.m. client, but also sometimes we might not head to the gym till 8:30 or 9, and we have a nice, slower, more mindful morning at home with the dogs, reading, chatting, gratitude practice. And I am so happy waking up at 6 every day. Even on weekends, you really get to maximize the amount of time and hours that you have in a day. But this weekend, we did not set an alarm. One day, I think we slept past 8 a.m., which is really late for us. But I think our bodies needed it. And we also prioritized going to bed earlier than normal, just because we didn't want to carry on through that stressed state that we were both very aware that we were not feeling our best mentally and emotionally. Physically pretty good, but mentally and emotionally we were out of alignment. And it is so interesting when you are someone that operates from a place where you are in alignment so often. I think it really affects you. And this is my humble opinion. Again, I've just kind of gone through a challenging week where I did not feel in alignment. And it is amazing how aware you are of that and how quickly you recognize, like, okay, I need to get back in the driver's seat. And what can I do to refocus and reshift and kick myself back into the game? And sometimes you need a bit of a buddy system. Sometimes you might need to call on some friends. I had sent a few voice notes to some girlfriends and I was like, sorry, I'm so low vibe. But I just need to talk about it. I just need to like tell you what's happening. And I fully recognize, almost giving myself permission, that it is okay to be low vibe. And I'm someone who typically operates from a really high energy state. I think I am pretty positive 90% of the time, maybe an 85. I want to be a realist here. And so I'm hard on myself when I'm not in a high vibe state and a grateful place and a positive place. It's really hard. And it's just like this dark little tunnel where like I have these things bothering me, but now I feel really bad that I'm letting these things bother me. And it's just this ugly web. So really trying to lean on tools and tips and people that can help you get out of that stuckness a little quicker and a little smoother, if you will. And that kind of is a nice lead up to number 4, lean into quality connection. So Matt and I, it's no secret, we really love spending a lot of time with each other. And we typically always have stuff to talk about, but sometimes we actually sit in silence. Like we might just enjoy our coffee with each other's company and staring at our dogs, which if you were a dog owner, you probably are resonating with this. I just love watching them sleep and snuggling with them. They bring me a lot of joy. All 3 of them bring me joy, but in such different and unique ways. But I love spending so much time with them. And a weekend like we just had where we didn't have a lot of social plans, we didn't have late nights, we weren't out of the house for even just errands that Matt and I will do together. that actually brings me joy and brings me peace. When they have a full day of a 6 kilometer dog walk and let's play with the green ring that they love so much in the backyard and sit in the sun and sit in the shade and happy hour in the cabana and just all spending time together and snuggling on our bed, that brings me a lot of peace and a lot of happiness. And it feels like quality connection for us as a little family of 5. And that is something that Matt and I really knew going into the weekend, that we wanted to prioritize connection, the two of us, and at home. And if we want to have some connection that is, via voice notes and texting and a phone call with friends or family, making sure that it is in that alignment of that quality connection. We had a work call yesterday about this mastermind we're in, and it was actually with two of our great friends that are so high vibe and expansive that sometimes like they also are human, that they also go through shitty challenges, whether it's in work or in life. And it actually brought me a lot of peace just being in a Zoom room with them. There was like 4 of us on the call. I was like, oh, sometimes it's just so nice to be in energy with people that are also doing big things and hard things and good times and bad times, and just finding those people. And I think I actually talked about this in another episode, and I'm not the first person to say this, like quote unquote, your people that get you, that celebrate you, that support you through your good times and through your challenging times, that will speak amazing things about you in a room when you're not there, that laugh about something that is a great memory, even if you're not there. And sure, of course, that you can laugh together. But having those relationships that you can also lean on when you are dealt a shitty card or you're going through a challenging time, and being able to have those people in your corner, quote unquote, your people. So again, this was a short little episode, but it was just on my heart that I think I would be attracted to an episode like this when you need it. And you might be in the highest state of your vibration and energy and you're crushing it in business. So maybe an episode titled like this is not a match for you. But maybe there will be a time where you need to scroll back and be like, yes, I'm having a challenging week and I need some tips. So the 4 actionable tips I wanted to share with you today, just to give it a nice little summary, tie it with a pretty little bow: shifting your mindset. And again, I really leaned into personal development reading and podcasts when it comes to shifting my mindset. Number 2, honoring your body with movement. And this was a nice mix of long family dog walks, but also some nice sweaty cardio on the treadmill. But getting that good energy that you're trying to bring back, generating that through movement, but being intuitive with how your body feels. Number 3, prioritize rest and recovery. Again, this is the most challenging one for me, but I did try it. So maybe this is inserting a little bit of a nap, earlier bedtimes, not using an alarm. And I do love a reflexology treatment. So maybe you treat yourself and find something like that as well. And number 4, leaning into quality connection. And this could be with your partner, this could be with someone in your family, or this could be like a really amazing friend, with your best friend, a business bestie, a pen pal, but someone who will just lift you up and get you out of those trenches of the challenges and help set you up for a great next day or a great next week or a great next month. And having those 4 little tips that you can put in your toolkit when you need them most, I hope that they resonate with you. And I am sending you all such good vibes, big high vibes, lots of love, lots of light. And just know that we are all here and we can all do hard things. And there are times where we have to do hard things. But when there are hard things, there are also great things. And we can't always be in the hard things all the time. So they do come. I also like to look at hard things with the lens of, what is the learning lesson? Are there teachable moments here? And I am working on that. They also, again, full transparency, those lessons don't always come like immediately after. Sometimes you need to get through it and then sit it on the other side and realize what the challenge meant and what that learning lesson is. So I like to look at it with that mindset as well when I come out of those challenging seasons and times and moments. But we can all do hard things. Sometimes we have to. And then when you have those great moments, sit in those, have more of those, attract more of those, celebrate those more. And again, I'm sending you so much love. light, gratitude for being here, for listening to the show, listening to this episode. If you are so inclined to share it on your stories, even though I can't see them, but I would love if you did, and you wanted to leave a little 5-star rating or review. I'm a words of affirmation girly, so reading reviews just brings me that extra bit of joy because I love those kind words so much. So grateful for all of you. Thanks for being here. Sending you so much love, light, and gratitude, and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.